Hello everyone. So today I'm going to show you that how I simulated a 3D layered medium with the random blocks of the material. So the dimension of this block is 2 meter in length, 1 meter in width, and 80 centimeter in height, in which I have considered a block of 50 centimeter by 80 centimeter by 25 centimeter of or one material. So you can see that from the top view that I have from the top view, since the surface was created at the bottom, so it will extrude from the bottom itself. So that is why we have to see at the reverse x direction about the material. So I have used different material, which is gravel, sand, silt, and silt loam. So this is gravel, this is sand, this is silt, and this is silt loam. The properties of this material, like hydraulic conductivity and Van Janichen parameters, are also different. And this is this is how I distributed the material in the block of 2 meter in length, 1 meter in width, and let me show you in the y direction, 80 centimeter in height. So I have distributed this material randomly all across the the medium. So you can see that width and length has the different material. However, height, I have kept only one material just for the demonstration purpose. Then I have generated the mesh element. So we can see that there are 31,616 3D mesh element. And then after giving the domain properties, I have given the initial condition. The initial pressure head in all the materials across the medium was -1 centimeter. Of course, we can decide to give the different pressure head to the different block. For example, if I want to give, let's say, uh, -2 centimeter of the pressure head to one particular block, so I can give that definitely. So I'll choose that, and you see that this is a -2 centimeter block. If I want to give more, then I can simply pick and choose like this. All right, but uh, for the sake of the simplicity, I'm keeping this as one uh, initial head. Then I'll go to the boundary condition. In the boundary condition, you'll see that I have given in the positive x direction. You will you will see that in the positive x direction, I will give the constant height boundary condition of 10 centimeter, and in the negative x direction, we can see that negative reverse x direction, I have given that free drainage boundary condition. So let us run the calculation. So you see that the program has started running the calculation. And since I'm running this for 240 hours, so this time will go to the 240 hours. Of course, there are many elements, so that is why the calculation is a little bit slow. So you'll be requiring a parallel solver or a powerful computer to simulate a larger three-dimension medium. So after uploading previous video on the YouTube, many of the students have contacted me about how to simulate the three-dimension medium, how to generate the geometry, because those are the most important things to do. So you will see that the calculations are going on. And yeah, so after uploading the previous video, I was contacted by many of the students that can we apply the Hydrus 3D in the field. So I discourage them because of the complexity involved. You should always try to convert the 3D problem into 2D problem so that you get the better hold of the geometry, and you can calibrate and validate your model easily. However, uh, if you really require to generate a 3D model and simulate it, then you should be having the details of the material distribution and initial and the boundary conditions. Okay. Otherwise, the calculation, of course, HYDRAS is a model, it will do the calculation, but you will not get the results matching to your field observation. So here we can see that the calculations are finished, and now we will have a look at the outcomes. And since it's a highly loaded element structure, so it's taking time to render. So pardon me for that. So you can see that we are looking at the outflow boundary condition and how the water content is changing in 3D domain. Let me go back to the isometric view where you will have a better look at the domain. So you see that everywhere the water content is almost constant because we have a constant height boundary condition. However, this material where we have applied the gravel, okay, these blocks where we have applied the gravel, you can see that in the domain properties, these are the gravel blocks, this, that, this, and sand. So there the water draining rapidly, okay. So that is why the water content here are lower at the 240 hour, even we have given the constant height boundary condition, because we have applied the drainage boundary condition here. So because of the gravity, flow first will go down and then it will start becoming parallel. Then it will flow parallel. So you can see that we are able to simulate the 3D block also. So here I have sectioned the video, and you can section the uh, stratified medium, and you can see that this section also has the different water content. So we can represent the result in that way also, that at what time interval, what is the property at different depth. Okay. So here you can see that this will take time to render because of the calculation, heavy calculation, but eventually it will come. So you can see that at what time step in the 3D architecture at particular location or particular node, what is the situation of the results. It may be water content, it may be pressure head, or it may be the contaminant. So you can see that now we have a different time interval. Let us see that what was happening at the initial 1.5 hours. You will see that it was completely saturated, and then we can see that at 6 hours this is changing, and with respect to time, of course, it should change, and it will change. Okay, so we can deactivate the clipper now. We'll display the whole domain. Okay, so if you have any questions or any queries, please do not hesitate to drop me an email on my official email ID, that is dr.dwepak.iitm@gmail.com. Thank you very much.